Hey everybody, I'm Lisa. Welcome to our Georgia suburban homestead. Today we're learning how to make bird feeders and plant holders out of old milk jugs. It's a great way to reuse your plastic discards and not fill the landfill quite as early as you would otherwise, and to make the wildlife happy. Here are two examples of what we've done. This one is on a hanger, as you can see. And it's kind of a whimsical bird feeder. I'll show you. See, it's kind of shallow. Now it's not to say you have to put these outside. You can mount them to a wall and put dried flowers in it or whatever. But there's all sorts of things you can do with an empty milk jug. These are the tools we'll use. Okay, for this project you'll need a few tools. This is not a necessity, but just because we like gadgets. Charlie bought me a little, it's a little table saw, so I don't run out to his shop and use his He-Man tools. Okay, so what you're going to need is your used milk jug. This is a milk jug that had almond milk in it. Then you'll need something that'll cut through the top of the milk jug. I use a Dremel tool, as you see here, for drilling holes for drainage. A standard fabric type measuring tape. This is a plant hanger that's got 3 prongs on it to go into the top to actually hang your project. Clothespins for holding things in place when you start gluing them down. I have jewelry making tools. This one cuts through wire, and this will help you crimp it. Pair of scissors. This is another optional thing. It's fabric glue. You can use a glue gun, which may actually be better, or spray tacky sticky stuff to help tack down your fabric. I had one person suggest that I use 3M all weather. You get it like in an automotive store. It's real expensive, so that your project will last longer in the sun and in the weather. You need colorful fabric that is approximately 46 inches maybe long, or 44 inches minimum. And then colored markers that are designed to go on plastic, wood, any material that you may want to use. And then occasionally I use a Sharpie oil pen. These are a lot harder to control, but they do last on the plastic really well. And last but not least, a mask. Most of us have these today, no? That's for when you start cutting the top. If you're using a device like this, at least, it releases a lot of particulates into the air. And we really don't want to breathe in bits of plastic, do we? So, I'm going to show you how I cut the plastic top off. And this is going to be loud, just for a second. The dogs are under my feet, so you may hear them bark. I'm putting on the mask. Switching on the power. This is going to be a little loud. Cool beans, huh? eyes done, and I did a little bit of the thick eyebrow thing going on here. And let's see, let's do brown eyes. What do you think? Does that look like kind of a milk chocolate? The reason I say 46 inches is it will allow the fabric to go all the way around the head almost twice. So at this point you can think about, do I want to tuck that in the back, tie a bow, or just leave it plain? So you want about, that's about 3 inches. You want 6 inches wide. Depending upon how wide you're going to make that band. Well, maybe we'll do it a little like 5.5, so we'll get 2 more bands out of this. We're at the point where we're going to start working on gluing down your fabric along the top. So now's the time you get your clothes clips out. And just be ready with about 8 of them. You don't have to use them all, but the more stable you want it, the more clips you're going to want. So for the seam that we're going to see on the back here, I like to make it a clean profile. So I'll squirt a little bit of fabric glue. And bend up the edges. Then hang that over the edge of your work surface so you don't glue it to your work surface. Because this is a permanent glue. And then I'll either use your glue gun, your spray down tacky stuff, or your fabric glue, and you're going to go along the top of the forehead. All the way around. Alright. Then we're going to determine the center of your band of fabric. And you're going to lay it on halfway down the forehead, like so. Okay? Bend it over. You're going to go back later and glue the inside. So, once this glue dries, and I would dry it about half an hour, I'd go back and just tack a little bit more on the leading edge here so that it's flush. And you can add any other features if you want, like this guy. I went back and twisted a little bit of fabric, and what I'm going to have to do is kind of wrap thread around it, and then when we drill a hole here, maybe put the thread through the hole and tie it down. So this has been glued for a bit, so we're going to remove the clothespins. Okay. So at this point, as you see, I need to go back and add more glue underneath the edge. But before we do that, I want to drill the holes for the hanger. So once again, you grab your trusty Dremel, and you want to look at the size of your drill bit as compared to the width of the hanger that you're going to put in there. When I sell these, I'll sell them with the hanger separately so you can assemble it yourself. But you're doing this for yourself at home, put one in at one temple. Alright, so we've poked the wire through all four of the holes we did on four corners. And then to get it balanced, hold it as close to the crown of the head as you can, and adjust your wire through the holes to the right length. Can you see that? And then you're going to twist. Okay, at this point, center your bundle using your hands to grip. About midway through your crown, or in the center, and then see how that's going to hang for you. You see that through the camera?
Mm-hmm.
That'll hang. And then you're going to want to go back, so when you get your crimping tools out, and just depending upon how strong your hands are. I don't have very strong hands. I've got neurological stuff going on because I'm breaking my neck and my back training horses, so you'll see me doing some pretty strange things with my hands, and I look uncoordinated, but I get the job done. But I turn it back on itself and then crimp it down. And I might turn it back a second time. Depends how smooth you've gotten it. Crimp that down. And you're keeping in mind you don't want to leave anything really sharp to catch on your fingers later. So I'll take the wire cutters and cut this piece short enough so I can just crimp it flat. And there you have it, ready for you to straighten it. You do all the sides to it. Fill it with soil till about the under of the band here, and that gives you a little bit of lip so you don't splash soil out when you put a plant in. And then hang it. And you've reused plastic this will last a couple of years at least, unless you live where it's really, really cold and a good freeze will break the plastic crack. So the minimum it'll last you is a year. And if it lasts longer than that and your fabric wears out, it's easy enough to get new fabric, and wrap it, re-glue it, and just poke the wire through the holes. So, we made, I guess, what looks like kind of a hippie nerd today together. And he'll be drying, and tomorrow I'll be putting the hanger on it. Here's what we did today. We put the hanger on yesterday's project. Kind of a reptilian. This one will go up on my Etsy page here in the next hour or so. I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. Hope it's going to make you go take some of your jugs and repurpose them. If you like it, if you want to buy something I've already made, I'll be listing them as I make them on my Etsy page, and I'll put the link down below. Please subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up. Please tell me what you like. You laugh at me all you want. Laugh with me. And another commercial is, if you like this beanie, this is one of the hats that I make. This particular one is in velvet. I have another one that's for sale. I have a list of hats up there that'll keep your head warm and allow your hair to swing free. Until next time, be good, be safe. See you later.